All right, what's good, y'all? So today I'm about to be going over how I ended up losing this trade on gold, and I'm like, bro, I'm mad at myself because look at this move, man. Like I predicted this shit perfectly, but I didn't execute perfectly. You know what I'm saying? Well, actually, I did execute based off of like how I trade, but we ended up taking a loss mainly because of my stop loss. But I'm gonna break everything down so y'all could actually like learn from it and just not like only like what I traded. You know what I'm saying? Wait, hold on now. I'm gonna get to the breakdown in a second. But I forgot to mention some of y'all was in my Instagram DM asking me if y'all could get on a one-on-one call with me. So those are now available to you. Yes, it's charged, but I'm not charging y'all arm and a leg. I'm not charging you for an arm and a leg. It's an affordable price. I wouldn't charge y'all $1,000 for fucking 10 minutes. Like I don't know why people be doing that bullshit, but it's an affordable price. Also, if you do want to get in contact with me and stuff like that, make sure y'all just follow me on Instagram because I do answer DMs when I can, and also I do give trade updates pretty much every day, if not like a couple times out of the week. So make sure y'all follow me on Instagram. If you want that one-on-one call, make sure y'all book it because if this channel get too big, if this channel start getting big, I ain't gonna lie, the price is going up. I ain't forcing it down y'all pause. But I'm not forcing it down your throats. Y'all don't have to buy it if y'all don't want to, but I'm just letting y'all know it's available to you. Now let's get to the breakdown. So I'm gonna basically just like go from the beginning of everything I've seen. So every day I come to the chart, I look for I look on the hour chart, and I look for where do I think prices are gonna go. So if y'all remember my market structure video or even my last video, I talked about how I find targets based off of old supports and old resistances. So and they're usually the high points or the low points in the market. So matter of fact, let me go to the daily, and then I'm gonna break it down even further. So on the daily, you see that we low key like printing out structure that looks like it's gonna come down bearish. You know what I'm saying? And also, if you guys trade patterns, you know like this is head and shoulders pattern. You know what I'm saying? Like this is your left, middle, right, and then this is just a little like cup thing for it to start coming down. You know what I'm saying? That's that. So like you have that little confluence right there. So automatically I'm expecting price to come down to this level because this is your old support, or this is your support right now on the daily, right? And then on the 4 hour, same thing. You see that we're printing structure. We're printing structure. So like I said, I don't always check the daily and the 4 hour every day. I usually go straight to the 1 hour and then the 5 minute or maybe the 15 minute at times. But look, so you guys know that we caught this move on Friday, right? So we caught this move on Friday, not the entire move, but like we caught most of this move on Friday. And I want you guys to notice, okay? So let me take this off again. So remember what I said about the 1 hour, how I look for where do I think price is gonna go for the day. So the fact that I said that this was a new low was important because we broke this low right here. So we broke this low. Now at this point we have a new low in the market. Okay. So if y'all watched my video last week, I said that we're gonna get a retest after I wouldn't start selling down here because I feel like we're gonna get a retest probably like that same day or maybe next week, and then we're gonna drop after. I'm not sure if I said that the part about us dropping, but I know for a fact that I said we're gonna get a retest, and like I expected a drop. You know what I'm saying? So this is a new low in the market, right? So now this at this point, this is like your range. You know what I'm saying? So whatever price decides it wants to do, whether it wants to break to the upside or break to the downside, like you know that this is your last low. But obviously we expect the price to break to the downside. Okay, so I hope y'all following. Like I'm not trying to go too fast or nothing like that. So we broke structure, right? Now we have a new low. Let me actually put that little thing back. We have a new low. Okay, so after creating a new low, I'm like, okay, where do I expect price to go next? If we created a new low and we had a retest, I'm expecting price to break that low and go to the next low because this is what structure is printing. If it breaks that low, I want to see it come down to this one, and if it breaks this one, I want to see it come down to this one. And like I said, on the daily, I'm expecting price to get down to this level anyway. So that's pretty much this area right here. Or you could like throw it down here. That's fine. It doesn't really matter. But if you do start getting rejection down here and shit like that before it touches the zone, like, do you really want to like it don't matter if you hold it or not. You know what I'm saying? So now look, let me take this off, and I'm gonna put this here instead. Okay. So now when we go into a smaller time, I think I marked it up on the 15 though. I made it, yeah, made it a little bit cleaner on the 15. So when I got to the chart this morning, I found, first thing I did was find my targets. So target 1, target 2, target 3, right? Now I go into the 5 minute. I'm like, okay, well, off the rip, I see a supply right here. I see a supply zone right here. So that's how I got this area. So why is this a supply? We had aggressive pushing out, and now we're coming back to retest, and we tap the zone. Okay. So now, how do I get my entry? I got my entry right here. So, um, price tap the zone on this candle right here. I actually have my zone just a little bit like this. So that's why I got that first tap. So price tap the zone right there. I got my first entry, right? So I took an entry right here. Automatically, pretty much, like we went into profit for a couple pips, and then we smacked stop loss. My stop loss was like right here. We went into profit, went into drawdown, still pushed up, took me out. I was like, fuck. But then on that candle, I'm like, damn, like I probably should have just like thugged it out and not even, and like just moved my stop loss just because I was so confident in price going down, right? But then price gave a bearish candle. That same candle that took me out turned bearish. Okay, so I'm like, all right, if that candle's turning bearish, I'm like, yeah, we gotta be coming down. So I took a second entry off the break of those lows. So my next entry was probably like right about here, because as soon as it opened up, it started dropping a little bit. And then this time I gave it a little bit of room. I threw my stop loss literally right there at the top of this, right? Now, if I would have had my stop loss up here, it would have been a different story, because remember the first trade I lost about like 18, 19 pips. This trade right here, I lost 20, 23. So if I would have just threw my stop loss up here, realistically, it would have been a smaller loss, which is crazy to even think about. You know what I'm saying? And so like this is why you gotta kind of pick and choose where you want your stop losses to be. Not every stop loss is gonna be perfect, and the thing about it is, this trade could have very well just blew through that. You know what I'm saying? Or it could have dropped when I wanted it to. Like we don't ever really know what the market is gonna do, but we make our predictions based off of our strategies and our entry signals. So I had my stop loss here. I got taken out a second time. Then price wanted to drop after. So I became liquidity today. And like I said, if I would have just threw my stop loss above these previous highs, I could have probably avoided the loss. But damn, this shit dropped. And so like when we go to the hour, automatically we're not even like, once you get your entry, bro, like don't even like be looking at this. I mean, you can look at it, but like I would say don't be zoomed in like this. I think I said that to you guys in a different video. Don't be zoomed in like this, because then when you see candles like this or like that, you kind of be getting nervous. If you just zoom out a little bit and look at the overall picture, you know what's gonna happen. And so off the rip, my first target was down here, right? But when I go into the 5 minute, I knew that we had a new low, so I'm like, okay, well I'm gonna target here first. That was gonna be my first target. Although it's a little bit different on the hour, cause like I know like I had this shit right here on the hour. I'm like, whoa, it made a new low anyway, so I'm probably just gonna have my target there. You know what I'm saying? That would have been target one. Now target two, like I said, now we're at this next low. Where did we drop down to? We dropped all the way down there, bro. So realistically, like you're looking at a 30 pip stop loss. If I would have just threw my stop loss right here for like literally 28 pips, we could have caught 200 off of that. You know what I'm saying? So like you don't, to catch a lot, you don't need to have a huge stop loss, but also like don't hug your stop loss so fucking tight that you not gonna have any breathing room. You know what I'm saying? Like the way I put my stop loss, like that's what part of my strategy. So like don't get it wrong. And like I said, I always tell y'all, it depends on the trader. Like you could have had your stop loss the same place I had it. You could have had it above here, or if you wanted to, you could have it like way up here. If you really feel like it's safer like that, above like previous like like actual like structure instead of like the smaller time frame structure. but that's where this is where I was comfortable with my stop loss. I was fine with taking the loss, but it's like once you see price do some shit like this, you be like, fuck, bro, like. And so I took the trade on two different accounts. So I have a smaller account and I have a bigger account. My like my real account, I would say. So my real account, I ended up taking a $400 loss. That's about like what I risk per day. And then on the other account, I ended up just hopping in this trade because I'm like, bro, like this shit is gonna go down. So I ended up hopping in it on my other account and just threw my stop loss up here, and then we took that down, and I think we made like $300 on it, some shit like that. So like bro, like you got like yo, the analysis is on point, bro. I'm not teaching y'all nothing that's like real complicated or anything. Like the first thing you gotta do, this, like step by step, this is what I do. Look for my targets. Well, find structure. Look for my targets. Look for my entry signal. Execute the trade. That's literally it. And it's up to you to figure out like how much you're gonna risk and shit like that. And then like go from there. So today I took a $400 loss, but I should have probably made at least bare minimum. I think I should have made like 1,200, but I probably would have did like a trailing stop or something. So I mean, I probably would have probably ended up milking this shit down and probably ended up closing somewhere down here. After I probably would have closed after I got to this target, just because like I know news is happening at 10, but I mean news didn't even do shit anyway. Maybe you'll see something right now. It's probably gonna either smash through this or it's gonna give a nice little retest within the next like 15-20 minutes or whatever. But yeah, that's how we took a loss on gold. That's how we could have probably avoided the loss on gold. But I mean, shit suck, bro. I hate when shit like this, when days like this happen, because like this move was so beautiful. Like after, like after the entry here, there was no drawdown. And then the other thing that pissed me off, bro, is I was thinking about taking Nasdaq sales right here, not this. So there was a breakout right here, and this shit pretty much had no drawdown and dropped too. And then my target was right here. My first target was right here. So I mean, I think it was on the 15. Yeah, it was on the 15, so it was here, and then I just went to the 5 minute, and then I ended up adjusting the line to right there. That was my first target. That shit got smashed with pretty much no drawdown. So it was like today was an annoying day for me, you know what I'm saying? But like we gotta come back tomorrow or Friday and just do the same thing. Make sure we stick to our risk plan. Make sure we stick to everything else we got. And so for tomorrow, if you want to know what I'm expecting for tomorrow, it kind of depends on the next like it kind of depend a little bit, but I am gonna expect at least another retest and maybe a drop down, or if this continues drop, like it's either gonna be, I think it's either gonna be a heavy drop or a lot of consolidation. There's no in between, I feel like, because usually when you see these big drops like this, like this or like this, there's either a huge continuation or there's consolidation for price to end up going in like the opposite direction, or even maybe the same direction, but it'll just consolidate for a little bit. So that's what I'm expecting for tomorrow. So tomorrow probably will look like scalps, if anything, rather than like, because remember I always tell y'all like I'm a day trader slash scalper. So like whenever I look for like longer term day trades and like where I'm holding price for a couple hours, it's usually after a period of consolidation. I won't lie, it's usually after a period of consolidation, maybe like a breakout of a area. Because remember how like this is a breakout, but I still can find a supply entry in there instead of a breakout entry, because a lot of the times the breakout entries you get caught with the retest. And that's why I stopped trading breakouts as much. I still trade them sometimes, but that's why I stopped trading them as much. And then what was I saying? I don't know. I forgot what I was saying. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, you will find your entry and then boom, and then it'll go. So that's pretty much all I got for y'all in this video. So I hope y'all learned something. I hope y'all take something from it, and make sure y'all Just yeah, have a good rest of your trading week, bro.